Today, we're going to look at the three R's in English, the general pronunciation of R, linking R in English, and intrusive R. First up, the general R. You might have noticed that there's quite a big difference between British and American pronunciation whenever you see the letter R in a word. In British English, the letter R is only pronounced when followed by a vowel sound. In all other cases, we don't usually pronounce R. This pronunciation is called non-rhotic, and you can hear it in the UK, Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, and the Caribbean. Though there are some regional exceptions, for example, in Ireland and Scotland. In American English, the letter R is always pronounced. We call this a rhotic accent. Let's look at an example. The word carry. Here, the letter R is followed by the letter Y, which makes a vowel sound. So all accents of English, whether rhotic or non-rhotic, will pronounce the letter R as in R. Carry. And how do we produce the R sound? Curl your tongue upwards. Curl the tip of your tongue as well as the sides, but without touching the roof of your mouth. Make sure there's no contact. You want to form a little ball with your tongue. Then breathe out with your vocal cords vibrating. R, R. It's a voiced sound. You can feel this in your throat. R. Make sure that your tongue does not touch the top of your mouth, because otherwise R will sound like L. So Chinese speakers, watch out for that. R as in run, right, road, very, wrong, and written. In all of these examples, the letter R is followed by a vowel sound, and so we pronounce it as R in all accents. Here are some more examples. Rerun, reread. Here we even have the R sound twice. Rerun, reread. These are good examples to say out loud to practice the pronunciation of R. We can also often find R in consonant clusters at the beginning of a word. For example, scream, cry, dream, Friday, and stream. However, here is another example with the letter R, the word teacher. Here, R is at the end of the word and there is no vowel sound following. So we have a different pronunciation for rhotic and non-rhotic speakers. In British English, that is non-rhotic pronunciation, we say teacher, teacher. The last sound in the word is a short schwa, the central vowel sound. But in American English, that is with a rhotic accent, it is teacher, teacher. We add the sound R to the end. Sometimes this is also called an R-colored schwa. That means the schwa and the R combine a little into a vowel sound that almost sounds like a R. The schwa and the R are not separate, but combined. And if you know the phonemic sound symbols from the IPA, the sound symbol is this one. Let's listen to both of them side by side. Teacher, teacher. So this is the general pronunciation of R. Now let's look at the linking R next. As I just explained, in British English, the letter R would be silent in words such as teacher because there's no vowel sound following. However, what happens if we say teacher of English? Listen carefully. Teacher of. Can you hear what happens? Suddenly there is a R sound in there. Teacher of English. That happens because the word teacher is followed by the word of, a word starting with a vowel sound, and as a result, we pronounce the letter R again as R, because our rule was, if R is followed by a vowel sound, it's pronounced. Other examples are, we need more apples. More is now pronounced with a R, because the next sound is the vowel A. More apples. More apples. Or in the example, they're all here. There on its own does not contain a R sound in British English. There. But when followed by the word all, which starts with a vowel sound, it turns into they're all. They're all. And a R sound appears. Obviously, these are examples for British English, or better, non-rhotic English, because in American English with a rhotic accent, the R was pronounced all the time anyway. Next, let's look at the intrusive R. Sometimes we have words ending in a vowel sound, and the next word also starts in a vowel sound. For example, in law and order. Law ends in O, a long vowel sound. Law. And the next word, and, starts with the vowel sound E, or probably a schwa. If we use it in fast speech, we probably use a weak form with n instead. Now let's listen closely to what happens if we say both words together. Law and order. Law and order. Law and order. Can you hear it? A R sound has appeared between the word law and the next word and, although there is no letter R at all. This is an example of intrusive R, and we do this in some accents to link the two vowel sounds together. However, it happens only if the ending vowel in the first word is a non-high vowel. I know, non-high vowel sounds a bit complicated. What is that? It basically means the word has to end in a schwa, the diphthong ear, or the long vowels a or o. Here are some examples of intrusive R. America and Africa. We have a schwa followed by r and a. America and Africa. America and Africa. Or, I like the idea of traveling. Idea of. Idea of. Ear plus r plus a short o. I like the idea of traveling. Or, grandma and granddad. Grandma and Grandma ends with a long A. We have a R and an A or a schwa. Grandma and granddad. But remember, intrusive R is only used by some English speakers, rhotic as well as non-rhotic, but not by all. And this is not so much depending on where you live, the region, but just on the speaker's own habit and preference. And that's all for today. Give this video a thumbs up if you've learned something new today, and leave me a comment if you have any questions, or let me know what other topics you would like to learn about next. See you in the next video.